Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am finally going to be tackling the Brie pumpkin pattern. I'm super excited to get this project started. I've been working on other projects which have been pushing out this pumpkin, but I need to finish it, so I am going to get it started today. And this pattern that I am talking about is on one of my videos called 10 Knit Decor Projects for Autumn Days. It's such a beautiful, cute pumpkin. So the yarn calls for a fingering or DK weight. It was very hard to find the specifications of the yarn used for this pattern, but I didn't have the colors in the weight of the yarn, so I decided just to look through my stash to see what I found. I found some worsted yarn, and I'm just gonna go with smaller needles and do it that way. So if my pumpkin turns out a little bit bigger, that is fine. This pattern is only 36 rows, so I don't see it being too big. But these are the colors that I'm using now. These are just yarn that was given to me. It is acrylic yarn, and I believe it is Red Heart. This is the brown that I'm going to be using for the nub on the pumpkin. And these were the oranges that I chose. So I'm going to choose one of these. I think I'm really going for this one because I like that reddish orange that it's giving. But depending on how long it takes me, I might do these other colors as well, because I think these other colors would be really cool to have to show the varieties of the pumpkin colors. So I'm gonna do this one with this, and this one is, I love this yarn. So this one is actually probably from Hobby Lobby. Yeah, it says right there Hobby Lobby. Cool. So this is a Hobby Lobby yarn, and with the Red Heart Super Saver. So the needle that it says to use in the pattern is a 3.25 millimeter needle. I already have it set it up here. Cool. And I will be using my Luca needles that I got right here. These are awesome needles. If you can't afford full pack of that needles that they have, this is a awesome buy because it has most of the needles that beginners would typically use. And it's super cute, opens up like this, has everything you need, and very portable. It's also good for small and large projects because it has extenders, so you can connect multiple wires together when you are doing bigger projects. Now, let's get started on this awesome pumpkin. I'm gonna move you guys in closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. This is not gonna be a tutorial, but I'm gonna show you guys what I do and just go from there and kind of talk about pros and cons and what I liked, what I didn't like, and I'll have moments where I'll check in, and if I don't, then I'll talk about it at the very end. So let's get to it. back and I have finally finished, sorry, excuse the mess, here we go. Finally finished the pumpkin, super cute, still on the needles. So my next step is basically to run the yarn through the last stitches to close it up. Sew the seam up together, stuff it, and then after that, what I thought was really cool is it's gonna be like a round ball, but because we did the increases and decreases to kind of form the shape of the pumpkin, you run the yarn through the center of the pumpkin, bring it up, put it back through the center, pull it tight, and do that 6 times to create the ribbing type effect that a pumpkin typically has. So I thought that was really awesome. And then the last step is going to be making the stem, and that's only 2 rows, so it should knit up really quick. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that, and I'll be back with the final result. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. At first I was kind of wondering how it was going to turn out, but the more I started doing it and kind of seeing the shape take place, it really just kind of made me excited. So I am going to hurry up and get this done, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm basically almost to the very end of the pumpkin. I'm gonna go ahead and stuff it now, and I have a whole bunch of scrap yarn that I have from different projects, so that's typically what I use for stuffing. So I'm gonna go ahead and stuff it now, and then seal it and continue to make the shape of the pumpkin. Okay, my pumpkin is nice and stuffed. I like it nice and plushy so it can stick out once we do the final step to make it look like a pumpkin. So I'm going to go ahead and finish sealing this pumpkin, and then I will be back. I just finished the pumpkin. Now I bet you guys were wondering why my yarn tail is so long, and this is going to be the main reason. So after you've sealed the bottom of your pumpkin, you're going to bring the yarn to the top, shoot the needle through all the way. Let's see if I can make it through actually. I need a bigger needle. Okay, so you're gonna shoot it through the bottom hole, just like that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, maybe. Okay, well, you're gonna shoot it through the bottom hole, pull it through, just like that. Make sure that it is next to an increase and a decrease row, and pull it nice and tight, and that's going to give you that cool little pumpkin effect. Yeah, you're going to go around doing that 6 times, and then that'll give you that cute pumpkin effect. So let me get to it. So I just finished the pumpkin. This pumpkin looks super cute. I just need to tie in the end, and then I'm gonna go ahead and work on the stem. There's gonna be a little bit of a gap here, but I won't worry too much about it because that's where the stem's gonna go. Super duper cute. I really actually love how this pattern is turning out. I am very impressed. I'm gonna go ahead and sew this end in and then start on the little stem, and then I'll be back. Hey guys, I've officially finished the pumpkin. I am super excited with how it looks. It's super beautiful. I love the colors that I chose to sit right here. The stem was super simple. It took me no more than 2 minutes. Like, it was a simple 2 rows back and forth, cast off, sew in one of the ends, and then sew it onto the pumpkin. So it was super awesome. I'll give you guys a closer look of how the pumpkin looks. I did this within time span of like 2 days just because I had to work and had other obligations that I had to do. But to be honest, this probably would have been done in a couple of hours. I would definitely recommend this pattern. I would say it's somewhat beginner friendly. You would only have to know how to knit 2 together and do an M1 stitch. Besides that, I think this pattern is amazing. I really like the colors that I chose, and I think I might actually probably make more of these. They are super awesome. A great way to get rid of scrap yarn, especially if you don't have stuffing. That's what I tend to use for my stuffing, is scrap yarn, because I have so much of it and I hate wasting things. So let me know what you guys think about this pattern, if you guys gave it a shot. Let me know if there's anything else that I could do better. And please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget, it does take balls to knit.